Okay, call this meeting to order. Give date or anything, or?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
11/26.
11/26/25. The election board. Okay. First thing is pledge of allegiance. Right behind us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Now I'll turn it over. We're gonna do all of these.
Just, you're gonna do the approval of the minutes.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting on September 11th, 2025.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Karen?
Under new business? All right, I have kind of a lengthy list of really easy stuff at this point. So the dates for the 2026 election cycle, the primary election will be Tuesday, May 5th. The general election is scheduled for Tuesday, November 2nd. And the good news is that all the polling locations are going to remain the same for 2026. So we do not need to vote on sending a vote center plan to the state. I've already double checked with them and the plan is set and in force. Number 2, poll worker training. It's IC code 36640. It's going to be in person and you must be in attendance to any of our scheduled poll worker trainings in order to work the polls this year. It's a requirement from the state of Indiana that all poll workers are trained. And I have a copy of the code if anybody would like to see it. January 7th is the opening for candidate filing, and you will have to file a CAN 2. You can either request it via email and we can send it to you. You can get it off of our website, or you can come into the office and we can give you a copy. The enrollment for a new candidate is open from January 7th till noon on February 6th. And it's very strict that it closes at noon on February 6th. So you have a month, and if you know anybody that would like to run for an office, please let us know and we will get them signed up. I would also like to talk about the House Enrolled Act because absentee applications for the May primary can start on December 1st. So we can get applications coming in to sign up for application for your ballot by mail. However, they did a House Enrolled Act 1334, which is we have to have the Indiana driver's license, an Indian identification card number, a unique voter identification number, last 4 of your social, or a government issued photo ID, which would be a driver's license, a BMV card, a passport, etc. One of those has to be on the form when it comes into our office. One of the things we need to vote on is under IC code 311.13.6. The commissioners, we have to ask for permission, but the board has to approve asking for their permission to have the highway workers help us move the election equipment. Apparently that's been done in the past. We haven't done it in quite a few years, but we would like to figure out a way. We'll figure out how to spiff them for helping us. I think that would be to be determined, but we need to vote on me or Nicole contacting the commissioners to get approval to help move our equipment on election days. So it would be the 2 Saturdays prior to election and election day, on both the primary and on election day.
I make a motion to contact the commissioners about getting them to assist in moving the equipment.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everybody.
Yep.
Unanimous. We need help.
So So what will happen is our office will create a logistics and an action plan to help move, so we're not kind of all over the place and doing our own thing. We'll have a list of things that we need to have done and functions that we need to do. So in order to be transparent and to make things easier for the Switzerland County community, we have created a YouTube app for viewing our meetings. We also have a Switzerland County Clerks app, which was designed predominantly for the election process. However, you can do everything on the app that you can do on the website. You can pay your bills, you can sign up for your marriage licenses, but also we will keep a running list of information on that app related to the elections particularly, as well as our website. Some of you may or may not know, we have hired a new election deputy. It's Nicole Scott. She brings a great valuable resources to our department and has already shown great leadership skills, and she has really tackled how we're handling the elections in the coming year. So I'd like to introduce to you Nicole to talk about some new and innovative ways to get the election information out to the public.
Hi guys. So 2 things that I have been working on is one, to do a poll worker presentation, to have a couple of meetings before it's time for the election, to just let people know what a poll worker is and what they do. We're gonna try to do an evening and a weekend so that we meet all walks of life. And the second thing I'm working on is I want to work with the high school, because Indiana has the student poll worker Hoosier Hall Pass, and try to get 16 and 17-year-olds able to help us with the elections. They can be a paid poll worker just like the adults. Any questions?
Sounds good.
That was quite an introduction you got.
I got all kinds of introductions. And then we're working on the YouTube. We're gonna try to post weekly just to inform people what the election is, kind of have some accountability at election time, but just post weekly to keep that page interactive for people to see things and be able to know what's going on.
Will there be a place on the YouTube to where people that want to become poll workers and stuff can apply?
We can put an email link in there, I believe, and we can do that on our app.
That way there may be people out there that would like to
Yeah.
find out more about what the elections really are.
Yeah, we'll just put a link in the description box when we post our videos, and they can click it and it'll take them to where they can get more information. Or I always make sure our contact information is posted on the videos, not the live, but the regular.
Well, and Nicole has already set up social media feeds for the month of January to something to come out every single week. And the first one is going to be how to register to vote in Indiana. And they're probably 2 to 3 minute videos max. And just to get information out there, because we've never done this before, it's something new. And without a newspaper, we're really scrambling to try to figure out ways how to get election information out to the public and to make it easier for the public. So, you guys have any questions? Nope. Okay.
Any more questions?
We're good.
Okay.
Thank you. We got announcements. That was it.
She could think of anything else. I think we were gonna try to keep this meeting short and sweet, so, VStop is part of Ball State, and they did a random, I can't tell you the acronym off the top, it's voters secured something. I apologize, I should have looked that up and written it down. They're the ones that did our post audit for the election. And they contacted me in August and said, oh, you've been randomly selected to do an audit of your equipment, of which we did, gave them the information, and they said, nope, you passed with flying colors. It's working. So one of the other things is that Nicole has just done the current election certification that is required by the state. And the rest of us are going to be doing it this month because we all have been election certified in my office, but they have to recertify us again on an annual basis. So I just got the note yesterday that we will be recertifying everybody in the office. Nicole and I also signed up for a SEATS program, which was a very comprehensive program through the state that we won't know until March, maybe, if we were accepted into the program. It's an 8-week course.
It's a 1 year. I mean, it starts in July and goes through
So-
May.
So it does go through part of the election process. And it gives us an entire comprehensive overview of the election process from start to finish, which, you know, probably is great in a resume for people that need it, but it's also makes us stronger as a community when we have more people that understand the whole process start to finish. It's a grant program. It's a roughly, it was like a $2,500 program. And because we've applied for it, chances of us getting it are pretty good, but the state will cover all the costs. And they also said that they would work around our election schedule. So, continued improvements, we have, in a very few short weeks, Nicole has been a really valuable asset to our office. She has gone through every single voter registration, so any of you that are registered to vote currently, we have had eyes on your registration to make sure it's accurate and correct, and we will continue to do so throughout the year. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to call our office or come in. Do you guys have any other
No, I don't.
thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Community? Any? All right, great.
You don't have anything, Tom?
Well, one thing we got a minute here to talk about a little bit, the watchers.
Poll watchers.
Poll watchers.
Daggone, that couldn't win. If they were doing what they were supposed to be doing, I never even know they were here. But that did sure as hell didn't work out very good last year. Jeez, oh, Pete's.
Well, we're gonna get a better handle on that because that was a big complaint and we'll do a YouTube video explaining what a poll watcher is supposed to do, what they can and cannot do. One of the things they cannot do is they cannot interact with anybody in the location. If they have an issue, they are to come to an election board or a poll worker and give their issue. They're not supposed to help, touch, speak, and the poll workers are appointed by the party chairs. So they have to have paperwork. I don't remember the form number, but there's paperwork that the party chairs have to vouch for them. So
Well, I'm sure them people, rather than just sitting there, they were thinking, I want to do something. I don't know how they could have possibly stirred up so much.
well,
Problem.
that's why Nicole is really taking on a really strong role. So at the election, we will have more eyes and better eyes on how the process is working, because the last thing we want is to have an election that gets scrapped because somebody has done something incorrectly. So I think we should have,
A designated area for them?
they can have a designated area, and also they need to have some training. I strongly agree in some training, and we can most certainly get that taken care of before if somebody is signed up by the party chair to become a poll watcher, which is fine, because I agree with it. I have no problem with somebody being in, as long as they're following the rules that are set aside for them.
Well, there was a lot of people could use some assistance. Those people some of them acted like they were the greeters.
Yeah, assistance to voters should be coming from the poll workers, or the election board itself.
But not all of the poll watchers did anything wrong.
Right.
It just,
We just, a small handful.
it was actually one day. One
Yeah.
day we had some problems.
Well, and like I said, that's information we can get back to the
Yeah.
party chairs, and they get to choose who becomes a poll watcher. Just because you sign up and want to do it doesn't mean the party chair has to appoint you to mine. Lisa, is that correct?
That is correct.
So, but I think moving forward, we're learning a lot as we go along here. We've learned a lot from the last 2 elections, and there's still more to learn, and still things that have been changed and updated and upgraded. And to me, the more training you can give people, the more effective we are. So,
It probably doesn't hurt to have a little training every year. Some of that stuff is just ancient history after a year,
Yep. Well, and procedures change.
and it could be all different people, a lot of different people too.
Yeah, that's a great question. We will put that on our list to make that happen.
All right, is there anything else? That it?
I think we're good.
I'd make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Third.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, guys. Nicole, could you hear that? Do you know?
Yes.